in the kitchen remodeling project. And guess what you're looking at there, folks? You're looking at a brand new installed Backsplash. So we finally got this done. And it's looking pretty good. I've used this actual tile pattern before. And this is what we call marble. It's like a highly polished marble. It's a natural stone marble here. And we also used some pencil that goes along with it there. And there's your close-up of the stones here. So we just completed the grouting about, an hour and a half ago or so. And it went pretty good. Very pleased with the results. It's still drying a bit, so it probably will actually reach the lightest color of the grout by tomorrow. It's called Biscuit. And let me see if I have the bag over here. Because it shows the actual, that's the color that the grout lines will dry to right there, see? So what happens is, this is a rapid setting grout. So you could actually have foot traffic on this in 3 to 4 hours, which is pretty amazing because most grout manufacturers tell you to wait overnight. But this is a fast setting grout, and you actually have to work pretty fast because I made just enough. I only made half the bag. That's a 10-pound bag there. I only made half the bag. What's up there, Max? And Ted showed up too. Yeah, it does look good. Thanks. So I made half of that 10-pound bag, and I did this whole wall here. And then let me flip around. And then we did the other side here with it. And by the time I got to the very end, it was really starting to get dry because it's a rapid setting grout. You really got to race against time. So it took probably about, I'd say 45 minutes or so to get all of it all grouted and everything between the two of them. And so by the end of that 45 minutes, that bucket down there was really starting to dry up. And, I only made about this much in there, too. And Tony, was that Troy or Tony? Tony says hi from Connecticut. Yeah, hello there. So here what we did is, we got it all grouted. And then normally you'll have a haze after you do your initial wash of the grout off. You'll have a haze, but what I do, and I just completed this a few minutes ago, is after it's been drying for an hour or so and it's hard and it's not going to come scooping back out, I get my sponge, which you can see it down there. I was using it earlier. And you get some fresh water and you just make your sponge damp. You don't make it wet, just damp. And you come by and you go wipe it. You wipe it on one side, you flip it over, you do the other side, you flip it over, you do the edge, you flip it over, do the other edge. So you have 6 surfaces on that sponge to come back and wipe the haze off before it even really has a chance to cure, because most grouts, they tell you to wait overnight or whatever time they tell you to wait, and it ends up being too long. So I know people that end up to the point where they can't get the grout off of the tiles afterwards. The haze won't come off. So we kind of eliminate any chance of that happening. So you can see I have the shine back already. So now once this dries in about 4 or 5 hours and it's at its final cure time for this particular grout, I can just come by with a microfiber cloth and wipe all of the rest of the residue that's on there. So Mina says, looks amazing. I used the Mappy, CQ, and it dried fast as well. Yeah, so what we used here, and I'll get it for you right here. This is the Ultra Color Plus FA, which I've used a number of times. The FA stands for Fine Aggregate. And this is probably one of their better grouts that they've come out with. It's fairly new. It's only been out about 3 years ago. But it's a rapid setting. And this replaces sanded and unsanded grouts with that fine aggregate. And any problems you had with like colors not matching if you mixed a batch later on, that doesn't happen with this stuff. There's a whole bunch of great technology in this new grout. It's actually 3 years old. But the fine aggregate, so it works really well when you have something that's polished and potentially could be scratched. So you're not using a sanded grout there. So that's why I like using this grout. And also it forces you to stay focused because it dries so fast. It forces you to start and go right to the end and don't stop in between because it'll dry up on you. It's subtle and durable. That is correct. And Ted says 50-50 H2O and vinegar helps take off the haze. Well, for a lot of people, there's really nothing that helps except having to go and buy salicylic acid, which I coached a couple of people on that last year, and they, oh yeah, it worked, hey, great, yeah. I remember we ran into this one time when we had a guy from Floor and Decor come in one of our condo projects and do the tile for us, and there was some spots where the grout wouldn't come off, and I went and tried every type of grout remover that both Home Depot and Floor and Decor sold, and neither of them worked. The only thing that worked is salicylic acid, which we did a video on that last year, no, 2 years ago, I think, where uh, we showed how to remove old dried thin set concrete, the mortar, off of your tile tools. So yeah, this is looking really good here. And when would you seal the grout? This grout does not need to be sealed. It has the sealer is built into it. And normally what I would do is you don't seal the grout after the fact. What I used to do with the other Mappy grouts is you can buy what's called the Grout Maximizer from Mappy, and it is the sealer. So when you're mixing it, you don't use water to mix it. You just pour that Grout Maximizer into the bucket and pour the grout in and then mix it. But this one here has it already. Let me see if it specifies it right on here. No efflorescence, easy to install, no sealer required. See right there where my finger's pointing? No sealer required. So that, of course, makes your job easier. But I would never, ever use any kind of grout that I have to come back later and try to seal. That's just a complete waste of time. I'm going to put this right out here because it's leaking powder all over the place. So, yeah. That was another reason why that's such a great grout to use there. These tiles, I'm finally these were the last of the batch that I had. I bought like 60 cases of these from an auction at a tile store that was going out of business. I bought them 4 years ago. So this is now the third project I've installed these on, and I'm glad to get rid of them because they were very, very pain in the butt. These were peeling off. I should have left a few here to show you what it was doing. These were falling off the mesh right in the box. You pull them out of the box, boom, they fall off the mesh. So what I had to do, I had to tape the fronts of all of these and lay them face down on these tables at home in the garage and back butter the back of the sheets, okay, and let it dry overnight. And then you could lift it up as one whole tile, which actually works good because now look, the spacing was perfect in all of these now, see? So I just mounted them as one 14 by 14 inch sheet each time that I went across the wall there. We have a video on that we did 2 years ago about, what do you do with problem tiles that fall off the mesh. And to me, I always thought it was a better way to do it, to back butter it the day before and have a nice firm tile that you can just stick up on the wall. And Ted says I'll have to check out the salicylic acid video. Yeah, I think it was titled something like how to remove thin set mortar from your tile tools, something like that. Yeah, just check our channel and we have that on there. And Koneman says, yo, Jeff, how are you doing, bro? Pretty good. And Ralph says, what did you use to cut them? I have the DeWalt D24000, which is this massive 10-inch tile saw, and I have a video on that too. That we actually did 2 videos on that tile saw last 2 years ago when I got it. Was it 2 years? Yeah, it's hard to believe it was 2 years already. And then I did a shower floor repair at my nephew's house in November, and we used it there and got some beautiful footage of it in that video. If you go back and look in November for my videos, you'll see one there, something about shower floor repair. But yeah, I like these pencils. I also bought like a whole case. There's like a couple of hundred of these in there, and I bought them at the same time that I got these. So I use these to kind of frame up whenever I'm tiling these backsplashes. But yeah, I like this pattern. I don't know if they would call that a Roman pattern or a French pattern, but yeah, real pain in the butt to deal with. Anytime you're dealing with heavy stone, you're in for a lot of work, because if you just stick those sheets onto the wall there, you're going to be putting spacers all over the place because these things want to sag, and no two sheets will sag the same way. But yeah, we tamed this beast for sure, you know. And typically we don't grout on the counter here. We wherever there's a change of plane, my rule of thumb is I don't like to grout where there's a change of plane because it's just going to crack. So what we have here, and let me find the thing here. I have the color matched caulk from Mappy here, and you use that and you just come right along the bottom there. It's a sanded siliconized caulk. This one's the unsanded version, but I also have both. I bought both while I was there. So I have a sanded version and an unsanded version. And same with the bathrooms too, in the showers. We do along the corners. We only use silicone. We don't ever grout in the corners. Every time I've seen somebody grout the corners during a remodel project, they end up cracked not too long. Shortest time I've seen them cracked was 2 weeks. I saw a contractor do somebody's condo, and 2 weeks later it was cracked in the corners. And would you pick up more tile auction after that last batch? Yeah, but I would be careful about it. Now that I know what to look for, I would be checking because we didn't know. We saw the boxes there and we bought them, and that was that. So we didn't know what we were getting our hands on. And so I still have at home about 6 cases of the same material, same manufacturer, but they're these little teeny tiny Subway bricks. They're like an inch long. Really cool little pattern. They'll be great for like a bathroom 6-inch backsplash. So I'll use those for that instead, next time. And discernment file says they have matching silicone colors. Now makes it nice. Yeah. So we have this. That's the almond color, which is just about. Actually, when I went there, they were out. They do have the actual. What's that color? It's called biscuit. But they were out of it. But this light almond is just about exactly the same color as that biscuit when it dries. So these grout lines are still a little darker right now. They will dry, and well, it's already pretty much dry. I can't even dig my hand into it, my fingernail into it right now. It's already cured, and it's only been 2 hours. 2 more hours, this will be done. But then overnight is when the actual color finally settles down. And so there you have that. Yep, discernment file says I use beige a lot. And Ralph says, Jeff, if you get grout in the corners, can you still apply the caulk? Yeah, because there was a spot here where I got some ended up right down in there. And keep in mind, I still got to come in here and sculpt this down a little bit, clean it up, right? But I'm going to come by with a bead because the grout, not the grout, the silicone and stuff, when I apply it, I use a little Kramer tool, my Kramer Fugi tool, which let me see if I've got it here in my bag. It's a little tool that helps shape the caulk. I thought I had it in here, maybe. Otherwise, I'm going to have to find it pretty soon. And I don't think it's... Wait, it might be back here. Do I see it? No. There it is. There it is. Yeah. Let me bring this back in here real quick. So this is out of Germany. I think it's something like $20 for this kit. I need to order another one because this one's getting kind of old. But you see it's got these real sharp edges on here. And when you're tooling the silicone or any type of caulk along the corner, you see how it gives you more of an angle. There it is. It gives you more of an angle there. That's the shape profile that you want your silicone to be when you come along and go like that. And it does make a pretty good, clean, straight line. If you use your finger, which I know a lot of pros are going to come yell at me about this, I've been doing that for 20 years, blah, 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 blah. That's fine. If that works for you, fine. But I'm telling you that the people that really know, the true artists and scientists about caulk and silicone will tell you that if you use your finger, you're creating a concave, which makes it a weaker hold. You're not trying to create a concave. You're trying to create a slanted corner. See, let me just show you on the real big one here. This is an exaggeration, but see how the light's coming through there? That's sort of what you're trying to do with this. You're shaping it along where the floor meets the wall there. And so that's why I always like doing it that. You're getting maximum strength of that bead there. And you can see there's all sorts of teeny tiny sizes here because I have to put a bead of real thin silicone going down these cabinets here to finish off the look there. And that bead of silicone, when it goes there, is going to be stronger than 1,000 nails. All right, so we have that. And then I told you guys about this, the kitchen faucet from Delta. Man, this thing comes in a big box too. So Costco just put this on sale Wednesday. So this dropped in price from $179 down to $129, $50 off. So I've been waiting for this thing because usually when they put their big faucets on sale at Costco, they're either $149 or $139. But to get this for $129, that's why I was saying in my video the other day, if you haven't seen it, on that this was the best March Costco may have had ever. Because some of the items that they have on sale this week, or for this ad cycle for this month, are pretty good. So yeah, this thing has that magnetite docking system there built into it. Spot shield technology, so it keeps you from having your spots show up there and everything. And discernment file says, come a long way since I started. We had like 10 choices back then. Yep. And Robbo says, nice sink. Yeah, this was supplied by the granite guys. So you go to their store and you can either give them a sink or have them supply it for you. And I actually, I let them give us this sink. And then for the bathroom vanity, I gave them the bowl that I bought from Home Depot and they installed it. So pretty much all I got to do is I got to cut a piece of wood for here. And the knobs, we're going to put the knobs on. So these are what the knobs are going to look like. They didn't have too many choices in the store, not like they did. I don't know if it's because of COVID, but there pretty much wasn't enough time to pick. We just grabbed and went with it, and that's that. So let's see. Mike Land Funding showed up, and then there's the access panel. I didn't get the chance, I don't think, to show you guys the other day because we had the stove in there. But that's that big 14-inch access panel that we installed. I have a video coming up on how to put one of those in. So now if they ever have to get at the plumbing on the other side of the bathroom, thanks to my forethought here, they'll have a nice huge opening to get in there and get at all of that stuff there. So yeah, this is coming along here. And I don't know if we showed you guys, we finally got the light installed up there. I don't remember if I showed you that before. That was the one that they also sell at Costco. Got it on sale when it was $39 there. And yeah, so it's just a matter now of getting the faucet installed, the dishwasher installed, the garbage disposal. So all of these little things now that each one of these probably takes about an hour or so. So yeah, we'll be pulling out of here next week. We did get a big setback in time because of the granite. We were waiting like 3 weeks after they templated. When they came to take the template, they told us it would be 10 days, and we were waiting for 3 weeks. So yeah, that's COVID for you, man. And my own house, the impact windows that I had put in last week, those we ordered in November, and it was supposed to be 6 weeks, and it took 3.5 months. So there you have it. All right, so anyway, I got to get out of here, folks. I got to go grab some late lunch and let this stuff finish drying and come back and get to work. So thanks for joining us today, everybody who showed up. Thanks for joining us today, and we hope you found this useful. And if you did, hey, give us a thumbs up down below. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, man, you see all these great videos we upload for you. We're going to be putting up a whole lot of how-tos from all of this. All right, so anyway, you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you all on the next one. Later.